Hi everybody, it's Rachel from Sage. How are you today? I hope you're well. I'm back to do a follow-up review on the Revox products that I featured in a short some time ago. And I've used nearly everything enough to give you a final review. The only thing I haven't opened is the alpha arbutin, and that's because I roll one serum into my routine at a time. So I haven't opened that one, but it will be coming through fairly soon. The first thing I'll show you is my nearly empty tube of Revox Just Daily Sun Shield. These are great. They're very small, but they're very matte finish. So if you are an oily skin person or you don't like the glow that a lot of sunscreens have or the greasy sticky feel, this is great. It's also great for handbag travel. I have gone through, I think this is my 4th tube, so you can see I really like it. The Revox Depil Stop is a terrific product and one that I have used in the past. This is a new bottle, so this is like a replacement bottle for the one that I bought before I did the short. They're small bottles, but this product is great. My husband uses it as well. It is not scented, it is light on the skin, it just feels like water. It doesn't leave a greasy finish, it doesn't stick or go tacky or anything like that, and it really helps with reducing ingrown hairs, which I wax, so I do suffer with that sometimes, and my husband, he gets lasers, so he also needs that as well, and we do both recommend it. Now, this is the Revox Tonic Moisturizing Essence, Japanese Routine, Cherry Blossom Rice Milk. Beautiful packaging. Is fragrance. Has a fresh vanilla fruit smell about it, which is not surprising to me. It kind of smells the same or dialed up a bit. There's a slight fragrance in this. This smells like that dialed up. Yeah, the vanilla is quite prominent there. So if you are scent averse, you might not like this on your face, but it just feels so fresh to me. And on a hot day, even over your makeup, it's lovely. It really is lovely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the only thing, apart from the alpha arbutin, that I really haven't dived into very much, and that's the 3-minute face mask, ultra moisturizing Japanese ritual cherry blossom rice milk mask. Whew, that was a mouthful. Tiny bottle tube, once again, the same size as the sunscreen, so that's I think 20 or 30 mil, yeah. And I'm going to put this on right now while my skin is damp. That's what it looks like. It looks like rice. This is unfragranced. So the mist is fragranced, but this is not. Alright, I'm going to leave that on for the requisite time, and I'll be able to tell you after that how I feel about it. I'm going to spritz myself with this stuff again because why not? And it's beautiful. I should really stop because I need this to dry, don't I? While I'm waiting for that to dry, I'll talk to you about the Revox Just Resveratrol and Ferulic Acid Antioxidant Serum. Now, this is not a dupe for the ordinary version of this because the ordinary is 3% resveratrol and 3% ferulic acid. This is 1%. So if you've never used those actives before, this would be a great entry-level serum to try. But yeah, if you just want to try these actives for the first time, I would suggest this to you. So obviously it's not as strong as the Ordinary's version of it, but we don't always need strong. Sometimes it's more about consistency and the way in which you apply it and the time that you apply it. So whether it's morning or night, more so than the actual percentage of the active ingredients. I think a lot of people get hung up on the fact that it has to be stronger, it has to be stronger, it has to be stronger. That could lead to irritation, for one thing. It may well damage your skin barrier if your skin is not robust enough to handle the higher percentages of such things. And the benefits then are completely negated. So whatever you were looking to get out of the active ingredients, you won't. And so my advice is to always start low and slow and introduce an active into your routine, say once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week at night. See how your skin tolerates it. Always patch test first. I always patch test my clients with active ingredients here, and because it's sort of hidden, and also the skin there is pretty sensitive. So that's a tip for you. And then once you have used up a whole bottle of that serum and you're thinking, my skin's looking better, my skin feels good, then you might consider going up a notch percentage wise. But it takes about 6 to 8 weeks for an active to start to work. So that's the other thing. You need to be consistent and you need to be patient with your active ingredients, and then you'll start to see some benefits. Okay, it's time to take the mask off. I've got some water in a bucket down here, and I'm going to wipe this off. See, up, pumping up the skin and making it feel bouncy and firm. Okay, I mean, a mask, when you take it off, it always feels beautiful when you first take it off, doesn't it? Okay, let's put some more of the mist on now while the skin is damp. Yes, I put a lot on, don't I? Okay, so the active ingredients in the mask are Japanese wakame algae, pink clay, Japanese cherry blossom, and shea butter, as well as rice milk. So some really beautiful, soothing ingredients there, but really tapping into Japanese style self-care, which is gentle. It's not aggressive like a lot of Western skincare tends to be. And you've seen, the beautiful skin that Asian people have, that glass skin. I'm absolutely obsessed with it, to be honest. I think it is extraordinary. They do stay out of the sun too. That's another big thing in their favor, is that they have their umbrellas and they have their hats and then they have their gloves, and yeah, they're very, very sun conscious. Okay, so now that I've done that part of the routine, I'm going to use the Just Caffeine 5%. Now, I have used more than half of this bottle. I love this. This is really cool. It looks just like coffee, right? It doesn't have a fragrance, okay? It is an eye area serum. Now, there's not a lot of those around. And this is just so soothing and depuffing. If you've had a bad night's sleep, or you are puffy, maybe you're retaining water, maybe you're hormonal, whatever the reason, caffeine applied topically, we'd already know it's a really good anti-inflammatory. So in the 5% ratio, it is actually depuffing, and it does have some firming benefits for the skin around the eye, which is super thin and sensitive. And I can't use a lot of things on my eyelids. I've talked about this before, but this goes on beautifully. I feel cool, I feel refreshed, my skin looks refreshed, I don't look as puffy, I don't look as hollow either. Some of the darkness has been reduced over time. Now instantly, I didn't see anything amazing the first time I used it, but I have now been using this so I'm down to there. I've now been using this for 5 weeks, so I'm into that 6 week, almost to the 6 week mark, and I really do believe that it has helped the skin around my eye area, in here in particular, not as creasy and not as dry and sort of crunchy. Here, definitely a benefit. The next one is the resveratrol and ferulic acid. Now, I have been combining this with a vitamin C. Okay, so the first thing I noticed when I put this serum on is that it does have a viscosity. It's got a buffer. It's not oil, but it feels like oil, and that helps it slip on the skin. It also means that you can still use other serums with it. And what is the benefit of ferulic acid and resveratrol? Okay, so they are both antioxidants. Resveratrol is a very powerful antioxidant. It comes from grapes. It is from like the grape trash. So once they've pressed the grapes for the juice, they use the skin and the rest of the flesh, and they can extract this extract from it that is very high in antioxidants. And antioxidants, you can take resveratrol orally as well. I don't know much about that. I don't know anything about that. In fact, you can ask your doctor about that. But topically, they know that as an antioxidant, what that does is it stops or is helping to be a barrier from free radical damage. And we know that the thing that causes the most free radical damage to our skin is, of course, our friend the sun. Friend, not my friend. So, combined with vitamin C, which is also a fairly unstable antioxidant, these two are more stable. Ferulic acid and vitamin C work so well together. They're really powerful. And then with the resveratrol as well, a really great cocktail of antioxidants for your skin. Now, this does have a slight smell. Ferulic acid has that metallic note to it. It's not hot dog water though. I am pleased to tell you it doesn't smell like hot dog water. You've heard me talk about this before. Some vitamin C's combined with ferulic acid, the Timeless one, which is a great product if you can stand it, smells like hot dog water. Yuck. So this one at 1% resveratrol and ferulic, and combining it with the vitamin C, which I haven't done today because I'm not talking about that product, a powerful cocktail. But this is powerful on its own as well, 1% as opposed to the 3%, which is the one that The Ordinary makes. Something I really didn't like, and I did a batch number check on this to make sure that it wasn't off. You can see I used a bit. The bottle wasn't huge anyway, it was only like 75 ml. The anti-cellulite oil. Now, I said I was dubious about those claims anyway. I mean, yeah, it's the massage really that breaks up the cellulite, you know, technically speaking. The oils in here are good. Like, they're good, reputable quality oils. But the thing is with this, and it's not off because, as I said, I did a batch number check on it. It smells, when I put it on myself, it smells fine in the bottle, But when I put it on myself, it starts to smell like fish oil. You know, the stuff inside the capsules that you take for arthritis or whatever? It smells like that. Yeah, the sheep and the goats are wandering past again. And after a while, I could still smell it, and I didn't like that. So there's one of the oils in here, and I'm not sure which one, I looked it up, that does tend to take on a fish-like odor. So I'm not going to recommend this to you because I know it's not very much money, and it might not affect you in the same way. Your skin chemistry would not be the same as mine, but I just didn't like it, the smell. After a while, I could still smell this fishy odor. And I mean, I use Amlactin, I use some pretty funky smelling stuff, but that's not good. So I'm not recommending that one to you. Okay, everything's dried down now. I'm going to put the sunscreen on because I haven't yet today put my sunscreen on. Now, this is how much sunscreen you need for your face, people. We don't just put a small amount on, right? It needs to go quite thick onto the skin at first. It takes some getting used to, I know. Right, so it's starting to settle into my face now. I'm going to put more on for my neck. You can hear the tube squirting because it's nearly empty. I'm wearing an old t-shirt, so I'm not really concerned about getting sunscreen on the shirt, but a lot of sunscreens will leave a yellow stain. Can I say this one does? I don't really know. I haven't noticed whether it has or it hasn't. I'm sorry. Have I probably not been wearing a white shirt? So, we're not glowing, we're not sticky, we're not shiny. It has a really lovely slip to it. It feels a bit like a lightweight silicone primer to me. You can see I put it on my eyelids quite happily. It does have a very slight fragrance, sort of just, I don't know, soft vanilla, really, really soft, like fresh, I would say. So I don't know if it's a dupe for anything. I've not looked that up. I just thought I liked the sound of that as a primer for under makeup, and it is exactly the function that I use it for. Obviously it's not a body moisturizer because it's too small for that, but it does have hyaluronic acid in it, and it does have broad spectrum. So that's all I'll say about the sunscreen factor thing, because I'm not allowed to. I'm just telling you, you can see the finish on it. There's no white anymore. It doesn't have a white cast. If you had a deeper skin tone, it might. So, fresh-faced, protected from the sun, and quite happy with, nearly everything that I've purchased from this brand. You can buy Revox at Kmart now, which is a great development. You can get it from Cosmetic Capital. You can get it from Glow Vault. They are two online discount retailers that I frequent. And most of the products are under $10. Some are like $15, but that's as much as you'll pay. And they're often on sale as well. So I like the ingredient decks. I've talked about that before. You can find more about that on Inside Dakota if you want to know more. And so far, virtually everything that I've tried from the brand has really suited me. So if you are wanting to try something, say you're in Kmart, you see this stuff and you go, I just don't know if this stuff is any good? Is it just water? I tell you what, some of those brands they've got there are just, the quality is shocking. But these things that I've shown you today, I can vouch for, and I think most of them you will like. If you do like the cellulite oil, tell me what your experience has been of it. If you don't like any of this stuff that you've tried that I say I have liked, tell me what your experience was. I'd really like to know. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.